your neck gone. Right, and okay. And I think we already did number 3, how prioritize challenges with violence being number 1, our link is to end unemployment and literacy. And if the parents, teachers and governments, if they're sensitive to these challenges, yes, they are. But do all of them want to help with these challenges? Right. With the other big question, do you think these challenges may be addressed? I'm sorry. How do you think these challenges may be addressed? Where did I have that, Jesus? Okay, here it is.
Quick question, sir.
You also said sexual orientation for the what's that?
I just saw that and read that. With sexual orientation, there's a double standard. We might be okay with if there's a lesbian couple in the community, but we're not, we'll burn out and think if there's a gay, right, a homosexual couple or whatever. Male. Right, Batman as he said. Right, and we are also discussing about some down low men that them bad man and thing, but behind the doors them and another man a wrap up. Right, and am I okay with that? Okay. Right. So that's how we look like. Oh, and with the violence, actually, more violence is shown towards the men than the women.
In sexual orientation.
With sexual orientation.
Yes. We also said if the homosexual is a shatter youth, a gangster, he is looked up to still, him have him respect. But if he's effeminate, that's when the beating happens.
He's what?
Effeminate. Girly.
Girly. Not necessarily if it's a shatter,
You're responding to him? No, what you're saying, sir?
Oh no, I just heard that there was some openly gay shatter in Montego Bay. That is news to me.
No, let's remember recently, just not far from here, they caught 3 in a row.
Yes.
Not far from here. The shatters.
The guns were put down to rest and they were making.
They were having fun. So,
and after they finished, the guns went back and nothing stopped.
oh, and the mob came, but they used their guns that time.
Oh.
So, that came in the news. Yes, Andrew.
Right. So moving on to the next one. How do you think these challenges may be addressed? In terms of parents, we said that parents should take up the slack. Well, the slack shouldn't be there for them to take up, but if it is there, they should take it up and they should try to do better with raising their children. And also, we said that know your children. Know what they're doing, when they're doing it, who they're doing it with, know what shows they're watching, what they're listening to, and all of that. So have a control over your child and have more rules or reins in your parenting.
A question. You're mentioning the parenting again, Andrew. Earlier you talked about how the mothers are no longer in the home. That this generation of mothers are out working. But my understanding, I guess for previous generations, were those women not working as well? Like, which generation of the stay-at-home mothers? Like, would that be your grandmother who was a stay-at-home mother? Or her mother who was a stay-at-home mother?
No, it was the person who said that previous mothers were working.
Sorry, it's true, Andrew. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes, I'm very sorry. Yes, you had mentioned that previous mothers weren't working.
When I talk about work, you have domestic work and versus going out in the work world to work. But you did not have that large percentage of mothers going out into the work world to work, and the long hours that they are now doing, they did not used to do that then. And I'm talking about, like, for instance, in the 1970s, 80s, coming up to the early 1990s. It's not recent, because even in the rural areas that we call country, you does not find a whole percentage of those mothers still going out to the work or to work. They're still at home.
Outside of the community. like leaving the community.
Leaving the community, right?
What he's saying, justification for it, it has been proven research at UA, different social anthropologists like Dr. Herbert Gale, Barry Shavans, they've studied this. So it's a trend. More females are being empowered to find jobs, taking on roles as senior technocrats, executive in different companies. So it's increasing. And so you find that, you know, they're not depending so much on the males anymore to provide financially, but they're earning their own money, so they're getting more independence, right? And so it does affect the role the family plays.
That is true. But
go ahead, sir.
So, given that they are more women empowered in doing it, how males seen and how are young men growing up seeing those kinds of things happening, and how do they see their relationship with women being produced with that kind of situation?
Yes, the male them very insecure when they have strong female, they don't like that, they want one of them can them need a passive woman.
Alright, so that's her point. Her point is that some males are insecure. Hold on. Are insecure. And her point has credibility, right? Because a lot of us as males don't know how to work out, how to address an empowered female as yet, which is why we need discussions like these, right? And so it's something that we'll have to bring to the frame. Now let me hear the responses. You have something to say in response to that? So all you want to talk about. You see, you're insecure. Because you talk about strongly. Alright, go ahead.
Some of the men actually really like it that they have women that are working and carry money come give them. So wait,
you're saying that they're supporting it? No, but you're saying that they're going because they're never.
Her point, just reiterating what the person is documenting, is that some males actually appreciate a woman who is empowered and
not appreciate, take advantage.
Okay.
Because they take the money and then sit down and them don't do nothing.
So the woman is one of them.
And they just take the money and do nothing.
So let me paraphrase. She's saying they have the flip side, where there are those men who are comfortable in the zone where the woman is working, they're comfortable staying at home, and the woman giving them, you know, a check or some money at the end of the month, and they're satisfied with that. It doesn't challenge their masculinity in any way. There are those men. So we want to put that out there.
Yes, I agree to what she's saying, right? And also to address is that the population at the University of the West today speaks to this, where a large percentage of the young students there are female, and
of the
80, right? And the 20% that is there is only about 10% will graduate from the course, right? And the males have sat down with young men and said, of course, when she go out and work the money and carry come and me look good and get more girls. Right? And because we are now living in a material society and quick cash. So as fast as I can get the money, the better it is for me.
Alright, okay.
So
personally, sometimes there's an equilibrium where both male and female are correct, and we both appreciate each other. It's not like one adding stress to the other, it's one adding helping the other. You see what I'm saying?
So that's I don't want to say ideal, that's the balance I think that's how we push towards. So where we should go and pick up at is how do we get to that point where we realize that the equilibrium is important and embrace that equilibrium. How do we get there?
Okay, to add what the discussion that's going on, I agree with what everyone said. There is some agreement with it, but the Bible says that the men are the head of the household. Let me finish what I'm saying. Yes, we are the head. That's right.
it's a privilege, not a right.
We have.
That's a privilege.
We
not a right.
hard head.
It's a privilege, it's not a right.
Can I
It's a
continue?
privilege, it's not a right.
Can I continue?
Yes, you're right.
Can I continue?
Let him continue.
Thank you. Yes, we are the head. Yeah, but we're not gonna be blue. Yeah, we're not gonna be that head. We are going to be the head. We're going to be in control of some things. Yeah, but personally, when me get my wife, she needs to be working. I don't want why me outside of bus sweat and all these things. You inside I get AC and fan. No, we're supposed to be together out there on the grind. And when she gets pregnant, yes, obviously she's going to need time off. So I think what Sheldon Brown was saying, that there should be some form of equilibrium, and with right, I agree with equilibrium. So back with the thing at hand, teachers, they should report to the parents if they see any difference in the child as well, and re-establish the PTA where the parents and teachers have a good relationship to say, alright then, I'm a parent and I go to my PTA and I tell the teacher that there's something happening at home, so if they don't say, little Richard coming to school every day, this is what's happening, instead of them just not caring if the child is at school or comes with a bruise or whatever. I think you can.
So I want the teacher them go to the parent them when majority of the time when the student when they're at school and they have the teacher beat when they're afraid of them.
Well, if the PTA was established, the teacher should be comfortable enough to talk to the parents and say, this is what your child is doing to me, and I know it might be monkey see, monkey do, as in the parents at home, the mother might be beating the father, or the father might be beating the mother, and the child still don't know. So him or her as a female teacher, it's okay, fine. If daddy and mommy are beat each other, why he can't beat she? Well, if the PTA is fully established, something... Right.
Do you have any other major points now?
No. One other question.
Hold on, we want to get through.
I think number 6 is really important. So how can you empower themselves and other youth?
Five other groups can touch on that.
Well, let us quickly, how can you empower themselves and others?
Right. Youth forums and youth groups like these, where our voices can be heard and we can share experiences and empower each other while we empower ourselves. I rest my case.